we'll start with this section of my artwork.
You're Kristyn.
I'm Kristyn Weaver.
Yeah.
And these are a series of drawings that I'm working on where I'm incorporating Steve McQueen with cats. They're actually all from stills, with one exception, from movies. And on this one I edited out a woman. This is from The Honeymoon Machine. And there's a couple from Bullet. And then just basically, what do you want to call it? Portrait of Steve McQueen. And I incorporated kittens into it because I wanted something that was kind of silly to contrast the hyper masculinity of Steve McQueen. I was trying to think of someone that when I think of, like I said, hyper masculinity, I think of Steve McQueen because of all like the stunt. He's a stunt driver and he's just like kind of a man's man. So I put him with a kitten, which I thought was kind of
They definitely are, especially on this one.
yeah, this one, yeah, pretty tough from Bullet. And yeah, I'm not quite sure if I'm done with them. I kind of like drawing Steve McQueen, so you never know.
It's all graphite.
Yeah, they're just pencil on paper. Okay, well this one on the floor is monumental, and it started out because I teach preschool kids art in Texas, and I was teaching them how to do finger weaving, so I just, in the process of doing it, I made a really long one. So then I was just spelling stuff on the floor with it. So I just settled on this word and I tied it to Garfield, just because, again, Garfield's kind of silly. And then this one over here is just a gold tooth. And I made this one, I've always wanted to just make a big tooth sculpture. And then I gold leafed it because it was large. And, there'd be a reason to call it a giant gold tooth. And then I tied it to the door handle because that's, a little, how sometimes people pull out your tooth. I don't know, I never did that, but...
what is that tooth made of?
It's plaster.
Oh.
It has I made a newspaper core, so to give it the bulk shape, and then I plastered it and painted. Applied the gold.
And this one?
This is contact paper and graphite on paper and magnets. So I made a life-size, this is a refrigerator that was in my apartment, I made a life-size refrigerator. Just because I had this contact paper that I wanted to use, so I want it to be actual size and kind of low, so it's kind of more like an actual refrigerator. And then I put this kind of almost nonsensical phrase on it, which I actually heard on TV and it kind of intrigued me.
What does that mean?
Oh, well, to me, I thought I'd like you to physically manifest so I know you're real. It was almost like I'm trying really, put much pains into it to make it as realistic as possible. So in the process of doing that, it's almost like you're really trying to will it to be real, but it's never going to be real because it's a two-dimensional form.
So that is, did you glue these?
Yeah, I glued these on, which also I think is kind of ridiculous because they're refrigerator magnets on a refrigerator, and they have to be glued on. I just like the idea of doing a life-size refrigerator drawing. Well, these, I have 3 newspaper pieces from a series of 7, and the reason I use the newspapers is because I wanted to do kind of a task that would take me a day. And to represent the day, I put them on the newspaper. So on this one, I taped over everything in the newspaper. Then I have another one where I just sewed buttons through the newspaper. So it's just basically altering kind of what I refer to like a daily process. Like it would take me a day to do it, and like I said, the newspaper is the day. Then I have another one of nails where I hammered nails through the newspaper.
Maybe a close-up of your nails.
Oh, my fingernails? Yeah, they're kind of out there.
Right.
Then, let's see.
And
then I have this one, which is, it's a solid silicone balloon. And I originally just wanted to make a full-size balloon, just solid rubber, kind of playing the ridiculousness of, because balloons are basically, essentially just rubber, but this one is, quite a bit more. But then I kind of wanted to play with the idea of it being solid more by replacing half of it with oak. So this is the last one that I did in this, or not the final last, but the last one that I worked on in the Steve McQueen series. And I did the Magnificent Seven with 7 cats. And I had kind of like played between, like, do I want them intermingling in the same scene, or do I want them, kind of at an opposition? So I just settled on them both looking in the same general direction. If you've seen the movie, you know what they're looking at. But and their faces are, this one is really out of focus. And with all those, I kind of leave it that way because it makes it more like the film. And because, I didn't want to add details where there weren't any details, because, I think with the exception of a couple of these guys, they've all passed away. So I don't want it to, try to make it, I want it to be the movie still. So I'm not adding detail. And, I guess the cats are not in the movie, so they have detail.
Thank you.
Thank you.